All right, let's bring in Senator Joni Ernst, Republican of the great state of Iowa. What's going on in Washington right now harkens back to your very first campaign ad where you talked about cutting pork. So here's some of the programs at USAID that the White House has got in its sights. $1.5 million to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplace and business communities. $70,000 for production of a DEI musical in Ireland. $2.5 million for electric vehicles in Vietnam. $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. It goes on and on and on. Now, Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, says there are a lot of good programs at USAID, but I don't expect any of those are what he's referring to.
Absolutely, John, and I have been on USAID's case for years now, going back several years where I was trying to investigate the expenditures for humanitarian aid, primarily when it came to the war in Ukraine. And what my team and I encountered was absolute obstruction and lies coming out of USAID. They did everything possible to stop me from accessing their records to understand where our taxpayers money was going. I eventually partnered with Representative Mike McCall in the House, and we started a formal congressional investigation. And even after that, they really pushed back, only allowed us access to a small amount of data. But what we found was extreme expenditures on the part of USAID with very little data-driven results. We have seen money funded in the Wuhan Institute of Virology through dollars steered by USAID on dangerous coronaviruses. We saw how that turned out. We've seen funding going to Morocco for pottery classes, tourism in Lebanon, of all places, even when the State Department was advising against travel. I could go on and on and on, John and Dana.
Senator, the Daily Wire reports that 97% of political contributions from USAID employees went to Democrats. And listen here, this is Call for Three. This is Democrats on Elon Musk's power.
Elon Musk may get to be dictator of Tesla, but he doesn't get to shut down the Agency for International Development.
No one elected Elon Musk to dismantle it.
He doesn't have the power to destroy it.
Privileged billionaires who don't give a damn about America and Americans should not be making decisions that put Americans at harm.
What do they get wrong there?
Well, I think they got just about everything wrong. And so Elon Musk is spearheading the Department of Government Efficiency. And if it means ferreting out waste and fraud on behalf of Americans, then I think he is doing a great job. He is operating at the direction of the president. And what we have seen with USAID is just a blatant disregard for what Americans want to see and how they want their dollars spent around the globe. There are important projects. We acknowledge that, but we have to disrupt this system, ferret out the waste, and get back to what we should be doing, and that's making sure that American interests are represented in supporting our allies and partners.
I'm certainly going through the federal budget with a combine trying to separate the wheat from the chaff. He's just been named a, quote, special government employee. But Donald Trump yesterday tried to assure Elon Musk's critics that he doesn't have superpowers. Listen here.
Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval, and we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't. But he reports in, and it's something that he feels very strongly about.
I mean, it's something he feels strongly about because he's used to being in private enterprise. He's used to making miracles happen on very low budgets. But this idea that not everything that he says is going to happen will happen. So are the Democrats overreaching here?
Well, I do think we need change, and the American people spoke to that last November, and this is exactly what we are going to do. It is going to be a very aggressive movement on the part of Republicans, President Trump, and Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency. So the Democrats need to get used to this. We are going to find ways to focus our American taxpayer dollars on the things that they should be spent on, which is the American people and our interests. Again, we don't need to be wasting money on ridiculous items like seeing how fast shrimp can run on treadmills. I don't care about that. The American people, they don't care about that. So get ready for disruption. Get used to disruption. Let's get our federal government back on track and doing what we should be doing and not focusing on items of ridiculous ideology.
All right, Senator Joni Ernst, that was great to spend time with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.